Hello guys, and what is going on? Today we're gonna be doing a Python tutorial. So, to learn Python, first we have to download it. So type in python.org in Google and hit enter. Then hover over downloads and then download for whatever your platform is. For me it's Windows, so I'm gonna download for Windows. Click open when done, or click open, and then hit install now. You really don't need to customize installation. Okay. Close. And then exit out of that tab, and then type in PyCharm download. And then go to this, and then you should see professional or community. If you want to download professional, that costs money, but we're gonna download community, and it's free. Then hit open when done. This is gonna take longer than the other one. Just checking my audio. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. It's gonna say verifying installation right about now. Okay, hit yes, or else some of the features will be blocked. Next. You can leave it as it is, but I need to do something. Oops. You don't need to do this, but I do. 64-bit and Pi, and next. Hit install. You don't need to do any of those. Now, we just wait until this is done. Almost done. And then hit run PyCharm, and then finish. And once you see this icon pop up, hit this, and then I like Darkula. You can do whatever theme you want. You don't need this. Just start using Python. And then hit new project. And then type in hello world. That is gonna be the name of our project. Right there. And then hit create. You don't need to do anything else. And there we go. We have started a new Python project. And you can just hit close. They pop up every time you open this application up. Probably shouldn't take this long for you. And there we go. And then this should automatically open up for you. So you wanna delete all of this. And if you have any questions, you can always comment down below. Now, I'm gonna go over data types, which are basically, there are 4 main data types. Data types are like in English, there's letters and numbers. But data types, Python has 4 different data types. So, the first data type is int. And that means, oops, I accidentally opened something up. Forgot this is touchscreen. And an int is an integer. And if you know what an integer means, you know that it's a whole number. And it can't be a decimal or a fraction. And then a float is anything but a whole number. So like 1.2 or 1/2. But you're not going to write 1/2 in code. So, there. Float is decimal. Then, a string is nothing but a sentence, and strings are always written inside quotation marks because if you want to type in a number, you need to do it inside quotation marks, or else it's gonna be accidentally hit 0, or else it's gonna be an int. And the last type we're not gonna come over until a few episodes. It's called a boolean, or bool. And then that is kind of like a true or false, like that. Okay? Now that you know these 4 data types, remember them. So, now we're gonna go over the most basic function in Python. It's called the print function. So this is how Python writes the print function. So, it goes like print, and then parentheses. Inside that, you need to do a string, because the int is gonna print a number, and if you try doing this, it's gonna be an error. So, there. And now, we are going to type in hello world. Oops. Typo. And this yellow line, if you see any like errors or red things there, you could hit this, and then you could see what it is. No new line at end of file. PEP 8, you should always follow them, because those are like good manners in Python. And you're gonna get a clean, no problems in main.py, or whatever you call it. And then, how do you run this script? Well, simply double tap on this, and hit run main, or the keyboard shortcut, which is Control, Shift, and F10. So I'm gonna do the keyboard shortcut. Control, Shift, F10. There we go. This is what you call, this is where Python runs your code and then shows you what it's doing. Also, there's something called a terminal, and we're gonna go over this later, but I'm gonna show you something called the Python shell. So to get the Python shell, first you have to go to the terminal and type in Python and then hit enter. This is the Python shell. In this, you can run code here too, so like print, but I prefer using, see, it just prints that there too. Cool, right? Terminate. Oh, allow access. And there. That's all you have to do. Now, we're going to review this. And I'm going to show you something called a variable. First, let's review. So, print the parentheses, the quotation marks, since we want it to be a string and not cause any errors, and new line for the PEP8, and hit anything you want. So it doesn't have to be Hello World. Hello World is like a project name. There, so that, there. No problems in Pi. Oh, what's that? Oh, okay. There. Now, we're gonna go over variables. Input. Nope, not input, sorry. That's another function. Variables are written like this. You type your variable name. So I'm just gonna use variable to be clear. And then you can hit space equals space, and now you type in what you want your variable to be. So I want my variable to be a number, so 1, 2, 3. Now we can use the print function and we can do variable. Now the reason why we don't use parentheses for this is because it would get converted to a string and it would literally print variable. So let me show you. So we go this, there, PEP8, and it's gonna literally print variable. There. But if we remove these, it's gonna print 1, 2, 3 because that's what we assigned our variable to. There. See? Cool. Now we're gonna try a string. There. You want how I did that was actually it was like this, right? So you just highlight this and then you hit the quotation marks and then it adds the parentheses for you. Cool, right? Now we can also hit this big run button, but yeah, actually there's no problems with that. And it's gonna print 1, 2, 3, but it's a string. So now let's try something else to make sure it's working. So let's try hi. Cool, right? Okay. Now you guys can have some fun with this. And now I'm going to tell you to do a project. The project is going to be, you have to make a variable and then make the variable say hi and then your name. And then it needs to say your name. It needs to say hi, your name here. And you need to use at least one variable. And that variable has to be in a print function. So pause the video and see if you figure it out, and then continue. Okay. I'm going to tell you the solution now. You should have paused the video and you should probably know how to do this. So, we're going to do variable again to be clear. And then, we're going to do a string, and then hi, and then your name. There. And then, we're going to do print, parentheses, variable. And we can hit run from there. And then I'm going to type my actual name now. There. That is the practice exercise completed. I hope you guys understood this. Please comment if you want to see more. Bye. By the way, the software I'm using is called OBS.